Good morning. So, let me just chopping my big forehead off. Okay. There it is. Wah! You know, I get that from Dad, Mom. That big ass forehead. That's a Williams trait right there. Okay, so I am, hold that thought. I'll be right back. I need to put a clip in my hair, put my hair in a clip. Okay. So, I like to inspect before I feed. And I'm starting to see evidence. I'm starting to see evidence that it's starting to develop. The starter, no matter whether you make it from scratch or you're reviving a dehydrated one, every starter has its own characteristic. And what I mean by that is it grabs certain elements from its environment and it incorporates that. That is part of the microorganism scientific stuff behind making a starter. Okay, it's a living thing, and when I say I'm feeding it, I am literally feeding it because it's hungry. One of the smells of a very, very, very hungry starter is has an acetone type smell. Yeah, and as soon as you feed it, that goes away. It's satisfied. That's the gases that have been completely released, and that is an indicator that it's starving. It's hungry. Better feed that baby. The other indicator that it's hungry without a smell or with a smell is a layer of hooch. Now, hooch can be clear. Sometimes it can be. I had hooch in one starter that always came up with a tinge of like maybe blue or purple in it. And so it was a layer you could see. I don't see any. Remember I showed you last night? Oh, I didn't post that video. Apologies. I did video it, but I don't think I posted it. So in any of it, last night when I fed it, its first 12-hour feeding, there was a layer of hooch. Excuse me, Rose wants out. Want some help, Rose? You need to go out. Don't go messing with George, yo. George is in the greenhouse sleeping. I tried to bring him in and he yelled at me, "Leave me alone, Ma." Anyways, back to the starter. So I'm gonna see if I can. What? See if we can get a good look in there. I mean, it's hard to see. I know. Whoa. It's a very thick consistency. You see how that left that thickness on the edge when I tipped it. It is really coming along. I'm digging it. Having had successful starters for a lot of years, but also having killed many of them because of my own negligence, and the fact that I always forget to put a backup in the fridge for said times when I get sick and I, things fall off, and usually feeding the starter is one of them. I gotta try to not do that anymore. Anyways, so I should have fed this at 6 o'clock this morning. I normally am up and at him by 5:30. I slept in until 6:30. what? It was wonderful. And then when I got up, I wasn't thinking about anything except for it's Monday. I've got to get Bella's clothes in the dryer and prepare to take her to school, etc., etc. So, you know, I've only just recently got back maybe about 20 minutes ago. And then I realized, oh crud, I did not feed the starter. So we are on number 1 of 3 more 12-hour feedings, okay? So what I'm going to do is I have some water cooling down because I accidentally let it go too long. I think I'm gonna do this. Now actually that was in last night's video. So basically what I did last night, because I didn't like the consistency of the starter. I didn't like how it was constantly hungry and never really producing any signs of being an active starter. I mean, it's not an active starter yet, but there are signs that it's starting to develop into that active starter. We're, in this case, not creating it, we are awakening it. So there are a lot of bubbles, a bit of just we call it kind of foam. It has that foam look on top. And this is exactly what I want to see. This is looking really good. I can't believe I let that. Okay, let me add a little water to this, cool it down a bit. Still just a bit too warm. And there we go. There we go. That's perfect. All right, so I'm going to do this over the sink. So half a cup of water. Okay. Oops. Oh shoot. Oh, I've doggone it. I think I accidentally took something. Oh, what a mess I'm making, yo. Okay. Okay. All right. So I got a half a cup of water. I'm going to grab a half a cup of flour. I use all-purpose flour. I have rye flour here. Rye is very good for, you know, well, let's just put it this way. When you add rye as a feed before you cook, before you bake, it actually brings your starter to life way faster. Because for some reason, and I don't know exactly what it is, I forget, maybe it's the protein level in rye, but there's something about rye that starters just dig. They're like, yeah, let's do it, and they get after it. So I just added my flour. I sprinkled it around on top. Some people mix the water and the flour together and then put it in. I don't like to do all that extra dish stuff, okay? So I've got a half a cup of flour that I sprinkled in on top. I am going to go ahead and just pour that in. That's a half a cup of water, warm. Warm, 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 not hot. Never hot. And then I'm going to grab, this is what I use to mix. It's just a whisk, okay? And so here we go. Feed the starter that doesn't show signs of really being hungry, which means we're well on our way to, oh yeah, this is nice and thick. I love it. Oh yes, yes, yes. You know when you do things and you do it a lot, you know, and you just have the touch after experiences. Experience gives us the skill of touch, and in that I mean, you know, that I can feel without even looking at it when I'm whisking. This is a great consistency. We're almost to where I want it to be as a starter. Love this. Anyway, so I'm making sure that I get down on the sides and that there are no remnants that are dry. We want everything to absorb moisture. And I think I have achieved that. So, one thing I learned is you clean that whisk immediately. or forget about it. So, like put some water in a coffee cup or whatever cup. There happens to be one here in the sink. Just whisk it around in there. All that off of there. Alright, oops. Alright. I am very sore today. I don't know why. Okay. So before I put the lid on, I want to go through and I want to scrape down the sides. Okay. Scrape it all the way down to the level it's at. I use these little spatulas. It helps really get it all. Okay. Now, I'm going to lift this up. So you see, we've got quite a bit of starter. Again, we're going to discard everything after 2 more feedings. I think that's what it is, right? Anyways, that discard will literally be discarded. We will not use it. It will go away. What I take out of that will then become my starter. That will be my mother. I'm going to feed it after that. I'm going to double it up. And then I'm going to take a cup out, put it in the fridge. I'm going to show you what I use for that. I use these Weck jars. So this jar right here it's a canning jar, but not the way you think. You know what I mean? I have put applesauce in here, and then it turns out that the heat just sucked that seal down, and it was sealed. It was sealed. Anyways, so I use these. Let's pull that out. Whoops. There we go. And you just pull that tab, and it breaks the seal. That's why they're not literal canning jars. However, they are airtight, and that is the importance of why I chose these jars. Anything like that, anything that you have that is airtight, okay? I recommend not using, I don't recommend using anything metal. I really don't. Glass or even plastic, I suppose, food grade plastic. But even that is kind of porous. I would stick with glass. If it was me, and I've done this before, I had a backup in my fridge in this container, and it stayed good. It stayed good for I want to say, well, I don't know how long I had it in there. It was a long time, okay? I want to say it was almost a year. Actually, I think it might have been longer than that, because I killed my starter. Yeah, it was longer than that. So, I mean, it'll stay good as long as you keep it in there and pull it out occasionally and feed it and discard, whatever. And, just, you don't have to feed it every day. You don't even have to feed it every week. People say you got to feed it every week. I'm here to tell you, not really. As long as what you're putting in the fridge is a very active starter, you are good to go. Okay? All right. So, I'm going to put the lid on. And we're going to, I think I need to write where I'm at. That way I don't forget. So, let me see. Let's go like this. So, okay. So we did the first 12, and this is the second 12. And those are done. And the third 12. And the fourth 12. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So I'll check them off the list as I go. That way I don't forget where I'm at, because well, we all know where I stand on the memory thing. It's just simple. The first 12, the second 12, third 12, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to put my clips back on here, put this away. Anyways, I sent you a good morning text, Mom. I hope you're doing okay. I love you. I love you. And I hope you enjoyed that. It was a little Georgie, huh? Wasn't it cute? All right. So now I come back in. Even though I'm late doing it now, I'm going to stick to the 6 o'clock time, because that's when I'm going to feed tonight. Yeah, that's it. So I hope you can have a great day. I got to get off the phone. My therapy appointment is about to start, and then I've got to go run errands and get back here and see if I can possibly make some sauce. All right. Love you, Mom. All right. Bye.